everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and today we are back with another mukbang! Woo! Okay, this is Jenna's first time in the Bis Bakery. How do you feel? What does it smell like in here? Give us the details. That's my hand.
It smells like lotion. it really reminded me of like I was going inside of a, well, obviously a bakery, but like Paris.
What's the name of the bakery?
Paris baguette.
He said patty baguette.
Patty baguette.
Bis baguette.
Bis baguette.
Bis baguette.
Bis baguette bakery.
I thought this was fake at first. This is real.
This is real.
It's real. It's crazy.
You know what, Dana?
What?
You can go ahead. Take one.
Oh, for
Take
real?
a bite.
Yes. Yeah.
It says $3.99 though. Like.
Yeah, we won't charge you.
We'll charge you after.
Yeah.
Let us know how it tastes. You know?
Yeah. Dude, Tiffany told me it was real. That's why.
Wait, you didn't really thought it was real?
Tiffany doesn't joke around. So.
Yeah, she never jokes around.
Tastes like rubber.
What does it smell like?
Oh, smells like bread though.
So, first of all, we're doing another snack haul. We're doing another convenience store haul / mukbang, but we're not doing it in the Bis Market because this one is extra special. I am so excited that today's video is in partnership with Baksu. I love my friends at Baksu. Would they consider me their friends? Probably not, but I love them so much. Literally some of my most favorite party favors, gifts, and just any type of snacks that I've ever had has oftentimes been from Baksu. If it's your first time hearing of Baksu, get ready for an experience because that's truly what this whole thing is. Baksu delivers an experience of tasting authentic Japanese snacks, candies, teas, sourced directly from centuries-old small family businesses. When I say centuries old, they work with a lot of family businesses that are over 100 years old.
Like actually?
Yeah. And they bring it straight to your door. Now, normally, I'm not the biggest fan of snack boxes because I have a lot of Asian grocery stores nearby. I'm pretty good at finding yummy snacks from whatever Asian country, but
these are different.
These are different. I love Baksu snacks. They're just on a whole other level. Even their marketplace online is one of my favorite places to get snacks. Baksu's mission is to essentially empower Japan's traditional snack makers by sharing authentic food and stories with the world. You're like, yes, let me put it in my mouth right now. You're naughty. Calm down. Let me tell you how it works first, okay? So Baksu is a monthly subscription service that delivers premium snacks, tea pairings straight from Japan to your door, and each Baksu box it could mean so many things in Korean. Like a baksu. Give me the baksu over there, you know? But it could also mean like paksu.
Paksu.
What's up?
Applause.
Poksu.
Which means revenge. Damn, so much. So versatile, you know what I mean? And that's the snacks inside, okay? It feels like this gourmet journey of Japan every month. The first baksu that you'll get as their member is their Seasons of Japan. And it's a taste of Japan's 4 seasons and what a taste of a year of baksu will be like. And then afterwards, every single box has a new monthly theme. I love it. Inside, they even have these brochures that teaches you about each snack, like the history of it, and even some phrases and sayings in Japanese. You can even watch mini documentaries with each maker. I mean, our dream was to go to Japan this year, and with everything going on, we haven't been able to go. And Baksu has been really helping me still get the flavors and the taste of Japan, even from America. I'm in love, and you can be too. When you guys use my code BIS to get $15 off your first Japanese snack box at Baksu. So click the link in the description and use my code BIS, B-I-S-S, to get $15 off. So with that being said, let's haul it all. I have 3 different boxes. So this one is the matcha box. Well, that's not what it's called, but I'm calling it the matcha box. It's the Midori Moments. Honey, you open this one?
So we just, whoa.
Wow.
I love the packaging.
Whoa, this one is
Oh,
cute.
this is a different book.
Oh, this one's good. Okay,
They
wait.
got the mochi.
Yes, the mochi
Oh my
is
God,
so
these
good.
are so good.
Those are delicious.
Oh my God.
These have a lot of like...
Oh my God, even these we love. Oh my God, this box is...
Oh, this one's my favorite.
Oh, that's so much.
I literally love this so much, I buy this on the marketplace. Whoa.
Stephanie buys it more than like a box a month.
Yeah, it's...
So apparently you can buy like individual snacks.
Yes.
So you can go there, not a box. You can
Like,
even
which
just,
ones do you like?
Yeah, and she does that all the time.
And we get like these giant boxes from
Look at
Baksu.
this.
Whoa,
is that?
wait,
Cute.
I have something crazy too, look. It's got the fish inside.
But you know how some snack boxes,
Yeah.
they give you like little.
Yeah.
This gives you tons.
And I love that each one is like a trip. Like, it's not like filled with a bunch of nonsense that you can get at the store and you're like, really, bro? Really? Like, this is amazing. Wow. Are you kidding? I don't even know how to organize this.
Yo, my...
Mochi truffle box. No, the flavor is multi-layered.
Try it, Dana. Just try it.
I'm not gonna feed it to you. That's weird. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Isn't that different?
The hint of like the yuzu citrus.
Oh my god. It hits you at the end. So at first it tastes like seaweed.
Yeah.
How do you explain this? But it's good.
But it has you taste that kind of fresh, like lemony almost at the end.
I taste that.
Yes,
I taste that.
at the end, like that yuzu. Oh my god.
Oh my, those are my favorite. You missed it.
Oh my god, there's more.
Those are amazing.
Oh yeah, you need to. Oh my god. These are so good, bro.
Oh my god, that's
Den, you need to try this.
Strawberry. Is that air-dried strawberry?
Yes, with the chocolate. It's the air-dried strawberry with the chocolate. Okay, bite it in half and there's chocolate inside. But it's like not the same as a chocolate-covered strawberry. Just try it.
Yeah, very different. Is it air-dried or freeze-dried?
It's like freeze-dried.
Freeze-dried, right? Or something.
Wait.
It's so
confusing,
weird.
no? I've never had anything like this.
Is it
not
weird?
confusing?
Wow.
It's almost like they
so
injected a strawberry with white chocolate and then freeze-dried it or something.
No, this is good.
Yeah.
It's like strawberry ice cream.
So good. Okay, are we just getting into it already? Because I need to make the ramens. We have this Pokemon ramen, Pokemon noodle. This is from Baksu.
Yeah, it's the toys inside.
No way.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I
open
used to
it.
love these.
Me too.
Okay, and then we have this one I believe is a miso ramen. Literally love miso. And
They
this,
sell ramen too.
Yes.
Crazy.
I
Here's
know.
a mystery box opening. Da-da-da. We got...
A sticker! I don't know, but I feel like it could be $1 million if we auction it. So let me open this one. This one is super fancy. It's got like this gold tab. Wow, that's a lot of stuff in here.
That looks pretty good.
The noodle looks good. Oh, and this, we gotta make this. Oh, should I show them what's inside? Because I don't know what's inside.
It's okay, let's just make it.
Okay, goodbye. I'm so excited for this ramen. Okay, let's just start digging in.
What is this ramen?
This is a delicious ramen. The noodles are so, like, they feel handmade.
Yeah, they look not like instant ramen.
You gotta add some seaweed.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, this is not instant ramen, huh?
No.
Wow.
This is some sort of fancy ramen.
Like, this is like an actual Japanese ramen that you see in the anime.
Wow, that was something else. Oh my gosh.
Whoa, I want that one. What is that?
Is it because it's red?
No, it looks so different.
I know.
Whoa,
I don't
what
think
is
it's
that?
done yet. Oh,
What?
sorry.
I don't know what it is. This thing, yeah.
It's miso ramen.
Oh. Wait, so what is this?
I think like an authentic ramen, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah. We're talking about the Dubai porta potty girls.
What's porta potty again?
What? Yeah.
It's like when you go to a construction site or like a festival,
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
have the boxes just out and about. So obviously I'm not gonna actually start with that because we do want to eat and I know that you guys also like to eat while watching us. What? I've never seen him look so shocked after eating a bite of
for
ramen.
real.
Oh my
Because
God.
we have a lot of ramen, guys.
Guys are huge.
Elevator ramen.
Alright, let's try this.
Elevation. Wow. Is this what like Michelin star ramen tastes like?
The noodles are perfectly chewy
Uh-huh.
and they don't taste like instant.
Oh my god, it's so good.
And the broth feels
Holy moly.
not like it's a fucking package. It feels like I'm at a restaurant right now.
Wow, it's so rich.
Wow. I'm so shocked at this. I don't know which one I like more. I kind of like this one because I love the noodle.
It's crazy. What the? What is this?
I'm amazed by that. But I also think I will be amazed by some of these snacks. So I'm going to get into the snacks and then I'm going to start reading some, not confessions, but horror stories. And then we're going to get into the Dubai Porta Potty Girls, which is just... I don't think I ate for like 2 hours after researching.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, and it took me a while to research it.
2 hours? Like, for her not to eat? Like, that's a big deal.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say this story must be really bad.
Oh my god. I remember using, what was that called? The Porty Potter?
Woody Potter. It's called Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, yeah?
I know you guys aren't gonna like it, so I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
Let me see.
Well, let me see.
I'm so amazed. It's like lime jelly.
May I have one?
Yeah, but it's almost perfumey. Do you like perfumey stuff?
No.
Okay, then you're not gonna like it.
Honey?
Okay, but there's only a limited amount. It's only a limited amount.
You like it that much, huh?
But I love it. I love perfumey, limey stuff.
Jelly candy.
I'll eat one with you.
Yeah.
I love jelly candy.
Actually soft.
Take it out.
Oh.
Is it good?
Much better.
Oh, so good. Wow, that was amazing. I have my little iPad here to read some of the confessions or some of the horror stories before we get into Dubai Porta Potty Girls because, like I said, are you guys ready for this one? Number 1. So this is not for the faint of heart. So I'm Tongan, and in my culture we believe really heavily in ghosts and demons and things like that. I was born in America, so my belief in that stuff wasn't as strong as my older relatives until this one incident happened like 5 years ago. So my first cousin in Tonga was really sick and no one could figure out what was wrong with him. After going to see so many doctors on the island, they decided to go to an old lady on the island that was considered this witch, and she brought him to her house and starts talking to him. She set up this really old Ouija board that she claims she talked to many, many spirits through. When she started, the board started off by saying her name is Kalo. That is the name of my great-grandma on my mom's side. It then went on to say things like, I'm cold, help me, and continuously saying, it's so wet in here. It's so wet in here. Over and over again. They said that the Ouija board started to go crazy and just kept repeating that she was cold, and my cousin started to shake and sweat a lot. Now this is where it gets bad. I didn't really believe in it until they went to my great-grandma's grave to check up on it, and everything seemed fine. My family all agreed to dig up her grave just to see if anything was wrong, since my cousin's condition is increasingly getting worse day by day. So when they finally dug up her grave, they found out that a pipe had exploded near her grave and started leaking into her coffin, and her remains were completely soaked from water head to toe. They ended up moving her casket to a different location, and my cousin got better almost immediately afterwards. Call it what you want, but it still scares the shit out of me anytime I hear about it, and it makes it hard for me to believe that ghosts are not real.
So the grandma was talking to them.
Said I'm lit.
Yeah.
She was actually, in fact, wet.
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
I would actually believe in Ouija board.
So should we try it?
I'm down to try it, but like...
But Stephanie like backs out every time last minute.
Nah, but just like... Scary.
Bro, it's so scary.
It is though, I'm scared too, honestly. No, but if that happened to you, right?
You're good?
It says help me. Like, what's your reaction? Like, it's over? Like,
my reaction is I like can't sleep.
that'd be scary.
It's not that I don't believe in psychics or clairvoyants. I don't believe them in the true crime world. I think it's kind of weird, you know, to be like, oh, your daughter's missing? Let me just tell you where she is, right? It's like, no, lady, you better not be taking money from her right now. I also don't think it's like okay in the sense of like, I don't know, analyzing people, other people that you've never met, because it's like, that's just weird too, right? But I can't say I don't believe in it. And I think that's why I won't go to one.
Yeah.
Because if they tell me some shit, it's gonna fuck with me. Even if they don't know what they're talking about, I don't know that. And they're like, oh, I see a dark omen in your future.
Oh,
everything that bad happens is gonna be a dark omen in my future, you know? And it's just gonna send me spiraling.
Why are you getting more and more like, because Stephanie started believing all the like Asian superstitions too. Like just small things.
I think because the older I get, the more I realize, the less I know. I think I went through a phase when I was younger where I was like, I know everything, like I'm such a smart ass. And then the more I started learning, I was like, I know nothing about this world. I know nothing about what goes on anywhere. And like, it's so scary. So now I just feel like anything is possible. Anything is true. Anything is real. Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you guys are like that, let me know. Because I started this channel on the firm belief that I did not believe in ghosts.
For real.
And now I'm like,
I believe it.
I feel like was standing over me at night because I gotta chill. You know what I mean? It was weird. So the second story. This is the story of how I stumbled upon a mass grave while I was visiting my family in Mexico. Whoa. Okay, what? I was 12 years old when I traveled to Mexico for the first time with my 8-year-old brother to visit my mom, whom I hadn't seen in about 7 years. We spent most of the trip in the rural parts of Mexico City at my mom's house, which compared to other places is still pretty safe. And I honestly had so much fun. I got to see plenty of beautiful places and experiences like a local, and of course I got really close with my mom, which is exactly what I hoped for, right? But on the second to last week, before I had to go back to California, we decided to spend it with my uncle in the mountains of... And when I say mountains, I mean mountains. First, we took a 2-hour taxi ride to this bus stop at the bottom of the mountain. Then we hopped on this cramped van with screwed-on benches for seats. Needless to say, the 2 hours I spent in that van as it circled around the dirt roads of the mountain were terrible. And that wasn't even the worst part. Our driver, who was this sweet-looking old man, went around handing pocket knives to the men in the van as protection in case our van gets ambushed by cartel members hiding in the roads.
Wow.
As a privileged little Mexican-American from California, that really rattled me. But little did I know, I would experience worse just a few days later. We eventually arrived safe in my uncle's house and spent the first day catching up, meeting a bunch of my cousins who honestly I had no idea that existed up until this point. And in order for this next part of the story to make sense, I'll need to describe the layout of the house. The house was essentially spread on the side of a small ledge of the mountain, with the kitchen, restroom, and building all having their own buildings. Basically, if you want to piss at night, you'd have to walk down the mountain in the dark to get to the restroom building, or walk 10 mud steps up the mountain to get a cup of water in the kitchen building. And so my entire family made sure my brother and I understood that under no circumstances were we allowed to go off on our own without an adult or an older cousin to accompany us. Makes sense. Which meant that I felt completely safe when my uncle told me and my oldest cousins, who I'll call Sam, to go into the woods to find some branches and shit to make a fire. Sam's around 17 years old at the time, but very responsible, so everybody trusted him to watch out for me. Sam was also naturally a quiet person, which meant we spent most of the walk in casual silence as we picked up whatever branches we thought looked good for a fire. We were a couple feet away from each other when I felt something underneath my feet. I kicked the ground a couple times trying to figure out what I was stepping on. But as I continued to do that, I slowly realized I had unearthed a severed human hand. God, every time I read these stories, I get indigestion. I don't know why. It wasn't decomposed yet, so I could still see the blue tint of the skin and the bones sticking out of it. And all I could do in that moment was stare at it. My body had frozen and it felt like I was gonna pass out from how scared I was. Never in my life have I felt dread like that. The type of dread where you feel like suddenly there's thousands of eyes looking at you, waiting for you to make a slight movement so that they can come for you next. And I guess I had been standing there for too long because my cousins come running up to me asking me what's wrong. But I still couldn't speak, so I pointed at it, and that's when I made the mistake of looking further down because what I saw next was even worse. There was a shallow area on the ground with even more body parts just laid out. Some were missing limbs, some of them were still intact but obviously dead, all just stacked on top of each other. This was a fucking mass grave. Again, I couldn't move or speak, all I could do was stare. And the next thing I know, I feel myself being lifted up by Sam. Now, mind you, I had only known Sam for approximately 2 days and I had barely spoken to him, but in that moment, he held me in his chest like he would a baby. We were pretty deep in the forest, so I don't know how he managed to carry 12-year-old me in his arms all the way back while running. I could tell from his face that Sam was scared, but not once did he put me down until we got to the safety of our house.
Dang.
What followed next was a very tense conversation as Sam and I told my uncle and mom what we saw. My uncle warned us to never speak about what we saw to anyone ever again. Of course, that did very little to ease how fucking terrified I was. We spent the next few days on edge when eventually a farmer who lived nearby informed us that a bunch of bodies were found and they suspected it was drug cartel related. We minded our business until the situation blew over. But a day before I was set to leave for California, my cousin Sam explained everything to me. It was confirmed that it was the cartel murders and they had placed these bodies in the mass grave to eventually burn or bury them. But for some reason, they left it behind. Authorities suspected that the CJNG was the cartel group responsible for it, since 2 of the bodies were identified as known negotiators for rival cartel groups. But in the end, nothing was really done. They got rid of the bodies, authorities didn't arrest anyone, and moved on to the next mass grave in the next village over. My cousin Sam knew from the moment that he saw it that it was the doing of the cartels, which explains the urgency when he got me out of the woods. Oh.
Like they could be nearby?
Yeah, and if you see that, they're not gonna let you just walk on back home. And my uncle wanting us to never talk about it again, for safety reasons. I'm 20 years old now, and this experience still keeps me up at night. I've gone to therapy for it, but I don't think this is the type of thing you'll ever be able to unsee. And it's also the type of thing that has made me lose faith in humanity. I'm not sure how educated you are on the situation in Mexico, but it's not good. Mass graves have become such a norm in places that no one bats an eye anymore when a random body is found. It breaks my heart to hear story after story of innocent Mexican people being killed, exploited, kidnapped, shot at, and tortured, all because of this war brought on by drugs. The cartels have hurt so many communities around Mexico for years, and I can't even begin to explain how much I despise their existence. Mexican youth are being recruited by these violent groups. Girls are being killed at alarming rates, femicide. It's hard to have hope for the future of Mexico when the cartels have too much power over the government and police force. I hope this somehow brings awareness, as I think people get caught up in the insane world of narcos that they often forget innocent people will always be caught in the crossfire. We just recently talked about Devani Escobar. She was a Mexican girl that went missing. We talked about it on the podcast, by the way. I'll link the episode, but they go missing at such alarming rates. Every single day in Mexico, 10 to 11 women are killed, and more go missing every single day. The police don't really look into it. It's a lot of it is suspected to be cartel related, human trafficking related, sex trafficking related. And before anyone wants to get on their high horse, just know that the cartels would not exist without great Americans buying up all the supplies. So I'm just putting that out there. But it is such a crazy, like, it's ridiculous. And then the whole thing with femicide is crazy too, because I don't want to go into a whole rant, but like Mexico charges murder against women as a separate crime from just regular murder, right? Which you would think is good, but it's almost paradoxical in the sense that it's harder to prove that you killed someone just because they're a woman versus just proving you killed someone. So sometimes these people get let go, even if they're found, which is really hard. Like most of the time you don't even get a case out of it. That was really dark. Listen, I go on a whole rant about it in the podcast. You can also look it up if you just like Google Devani Escobar. There's so many good articles about like what's going on in Mexico right now. It's insane. I need to eat something after that.
Yes.
Did you try this?
Yeah.
It's good, right?
Yeah. Wow.
I'm literally saving this. Do you want savory or sweet?
Sour.
Sour.
Let's try this. I don't know. Peanut butter?
Ooh, that looks good. Oh yeah, that looks good.
Wow, what is this?
Wow.
What is it?
It's like a little bit of like apple cider.
Ooh, and I got a brown
Peanut
one.
butter. Wait, there's cheese.
These are so good.
That's cheese.
Wow.
Man, this is so unique.
They really know how to do shit.
No, for real. Like,
This is either gonna be sour or wasabi.
Actually, it looks very sour. Actually.
Watch, it's like bitter.
Are you guys ready?
I'm gonna do it.
I don't even know. It's salty.
What?
It's salty.
I'm
so confused.
Okay, these have like little plums in them. The jello is amazing. It's so juicy.
Is that great?
Yeah, try it. Honey, you want to try this jello? This
try
is
it.
still my favorite. I literally need to order this.
Oh my god. Very refreshing.
Yeah,
Like if
you
you're
need
thirsty, you eat this, you're good.
it. Okay, next one. This is more of a let's never meet kind of story. I used to not be afraid to walk around at night. I know It sounds crazy, but at the time I was in college, my campus felt so safe that even walking around as late as 4 a.m. was calm and quiet. I had been doing this for about 3 years, but it all changed in my final year of college. It was finals week at my college, and I had just gotten into a relationship with my current boyfriend, Joe. I'm assuming that's an alias, okay? So we were new to how to study together without distracting each other. I was at my campus library.
Oh my god. This is something else.
It looks so good. Wait, can I get this spoon? I gotta try this.
Yeah.
It had a lemon on there.
What the? It's a plastic bag of Jello? What?
Do you like it or not?
What?
It's like yuzu tea.
What? It's like tea.
You know the yuzu Sichuan tea that
Oh.
adults?
Oh, I
you
love
like
those.
it? Really?
Yes.
A plot.
Let's go. Yeah. Tastes just like that.
Bro, so good. So we were getting used to how to study together without distracting each other, right? I was at my campus library studying my life away for an insane final that I desperately needed to study for. And at this time, the library was open 24 hours, so you could stay at it as long as you needed to. I had been studying at the library nearly all day and into the late hours of the night. I had asked Joe to keep me company, but like new couples, I wasn't focused on my schoolwork.
What is she focused on?
Him.
On Joe.
And only him.
I'm so sorry, but look at these waffles.
What the frick?
It's beautiful.
What the?
There's something inside.
It's matcha.
It's matcha for sure.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Tastes like waffle too.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So many.
Like, this is a new level of snacking. Joe would do anything to keep me awake, even if it meant checking in on me when I wasn't studying. When he realized I wasn't focused, Joe suggested me to get some rest and we could study tomorrow again. I sighed, not wanting to leave his side, but then yawned. And he was right, I needed to get some rest. I looked at the time and I realized, wow, it's 4 a.m. Joe laughed. Now, here's a side note. Joe's dorm literally was right next to campus, and my apartment was off campus on the opposite side of the campus. Honestly, I was used to walking home at night even way before dating Joe. But he asked if I wanted him to walk home with me, and I'm like, no, it's okay. You know me, I love listening to music, it calms me down. Okay, just text me when you get home. So I nodded, we kissed and parted ways. I proceeded to put on my earphones and played some of my favorite jams. Now this was before Bluetooth headphones, so you can tell if someone had earphones or headphones on. I'm walking straight through campus, easy breezy. It was my favorite part. Not seeing another person out. I always felt so safe walking out this late. This meant that no one is usually out or studying their life away. I made it to the edge of campus, right before it becomes off campus. I crossed the street safely. I passed the final building before it becomes officially off-campus apartments. I look around. Oh, that's kind of strange. It's a little bit darker than usual, I thought to myself. Then I realized that the normal streetlights that had been on were off this time. This hadn't happened in all my years of walking over here. I found it odd. But luckily, the sun had this brighter tint that I could see through and see around me. The sky had this brighter tint that I could see and look and see around me, just more dimmer. I didn't care much. I was 10 minutes away from my apartment anyway. It wasn't scary at all. Then I saw something on the curbside. It caught my attention, and I thought to myself, wait, what is that? Though it may be dark, I could see how bright the color was. Was that a body on the curbside? I walked a little bit closer, trying to see more clearly. I can now see something is tinted red on what appears to be a body. I freak out. I duck near a car that I was going to pass by. I peer again, and I can verify it now. There is a body lying on the curbside. It appears to be not moving, and I freaked out some more. I panic, not sure what to do. I mean, I try to call my roommate. I'm sure she's awake right now. She has to be studying. I call her immediately. No answer. I'm watching the body, being extra sure that it's not moving. I even start to cry a little. I dial the next person. No answer. Then I realize, oh shit, Joe is awake. I immediately called him and thank the heavens he answered. I tell him my situation, and luckily he was really calm about it. He asks me all the questions like, do you see him moving? Is he okay? I don't know. I didn't go up to them. I'm not sure what to do. And she was whispering because she's terrified. But in the moment, I look up from the car and now I see slight movement. Oh wait. I see his leg moving. It's kind of weird. Like he's just rotating his legs side to side, like he's just casually laying there. I was relieved that the man is alive, but my next question was now, what is he doing on the curbside? So after telling Joe what I'm seeing and confirming that this person is a man, a bald man with a red shirt is actually alive and awake, Joe calmly tells me, okay, stay on the phone with me and make it obvious that you're on the phone with someone and walk to the opposite side of the street from him and keep me on the phone till you get there, till you get home. It was clear that now Joe is worried for me. I gain the courage and I start walking on the other side of the street away from this man. But the worst part of this street is that at one point, my side will no longer have a sidewalk to walk on, so I would have no choice but to be on the same side as the man again, just further away. As I'm passing by the man, just opposite of the street now, talking semi-loudly, so it's obvious that I'm talking on the phone, I suddenly see the man prop himself up in a sitting position. So I start walking a little bit faster.
Wait, what do you mean?
Can you just imagine Dracula? Like, that's what I'm imagining.
I'll probably faint.
Yeah.
Like,
I would just lay down myself.
Yeah. See, sometimes I wonder, if you seem more unhinged, does it work? Like, imagine you just lay down next to him and you're like,
that's so creepy.
Sky's nice tonight.
Nah.
So, now he's sitting up. I started to walk a little faster, still talking to Joe. Then I made an idiot move. Okay, Joe, I'm now crossing back over to the opposite side of the street. And he's like, no, don't say that out loud. What if he heard you? I gulp and I start picking up my pace. Where is he now? Where is he now? I look back and my heart dropped. I now see him standing up and hobbling after me. This man starts chasing me, and it looked like he was getting faster and faster, and I yell at Joe, I'm running now, I'm fucking running, he's chasing me. Joe could not believe it, by the way. He was like, just keep me on the phone, I need to know you're safe. Well, Joe, get your ass out your apartment then, you know what I mean? With peace and love. I mean, I don't think he would have made it in time. Maybe that's worse, because then he's so focused on his... Anyway, I was running up the street, looking back, and saw the man still chasing me. I booked it. I sprinted for my life now. I couldn't risk him following me home. I took a sharp corner, knowing that it would be impossible for him to keep up with me. I stopped looking back, and I was focused on getting home. Finally, I make it to my apartment. I grabbed my keys out and made sure that I wasn't followed before getting in. I'm sweating, breathing hard. I pull up the phone to my ear. Oh, God, I read way too many creepy stories, because why am I imagining Joe being like, honey, it's me. Slow down. Okay, sorry.
What?
I'm kidding. Okay. Anyway, I pull up the phone to my ear and I'm like, I'm home. I tell Joe. Joe lets out a sigh of relief. He didn't follow you to your place, did he? No. I don't think he didn't, I think. Well, I'm just glad you're home safe. You get some rest and I'll see you tomorrow, Joe said calmly. Okay, I will. Thank you for being here for me, I said. I'm just glad that you called when you did. I said goodnight to him. I look into my apartment and I saw my roommate passed out. I calmed down and it hit me what had happened. I started to cry, feeling terrified about what had just happened. What was the man gonna do? What was he doing there? I just couldn't believe it happened. The next morning, I told my roommate all about it, and it sent chills down her bones. But after me retelling her the story, it created this new fear, no anxiety of walking alone in the street. I'm fortunate that I'm alive and I'm okay in a way, but there is no way in hell I would ever want to come across him again. That's so terrifying. I know I was making jokes, but like I would have shit myself. Like you handled it so well. But on top of that, I wonder if he was... Yeah, that's weird. Like, was he faking being injured?
Your wallet. You dropped your wallet.
But why would he wobble after her? There could be a reason that he's laying there, but then it doesn't explain the reason why he wobbled after her, you know? Or he is a setup. Maybe you think he's hurt, so you try to help him.
But why is he wobbly? Yeah, he would be just sprinting to her then.
You're right.
Okay, should I go do the Dubai Porta Potty girls or one more?
It's up to you.
It's up to you. But I do want to hear some Dubai.
Okay. Please make sure you're not eating during this portion. If anything's in your mouth, just take it out. We're talking about the Dubai Porta Potty girls. I saw it originally on TikTok as the Dubai torture case, and I'm like, oh my god, no, what happened? I was genuinely panicked. Like, please don't be another one of those cases where they find bodies of women in graves and they're like, oh yeah, the old fart that's been living here, he was a nice guy, but apparently he killed a bunch of women. Let's put him in jail for 2 years until he dies. I hate that. Those cases drive me freaking insane. So I'm like, oh my god, is it one of those cases, right? I start Googling it. I can't really find anything. Like, there's nothing about the Dubai torture case. I'm like, what's going on? So then I go back to that TikTok. I start going through the comments and everyone's like, oh my god, I read the Dubai Porta Potty girl thread. I'm like, the Dubai porta potty girl thread? What kind of thread is this? Is it on Reddit? It was on Twitter. Now, this is not limited to Dubai. I mean, this type of shit probably happens everywhere. Anywhere with money, I'm sure. It could be happening in a random apartment in Soho right now. Maybe down the block from us. I don't know. But it is disturbing in a really bizarre way. It's about the not-so-secret lives of some high-end sex workers that could also be mistaken as Instagram models. You know those Instagrammers who are 10 out of 10 attractive?
I know which.
He's like, I follow all of them. Give me a name. Who's your fave Instagram model?
I mean, even if I say it, I don't think you'll know.
Say it. Show me her on your phone. Bruh, like I'm talking like an Instagram model. So I'm talking like the Instagram models that you see are 10 out of 10. They're constantly in Dubai, but they're not like, hi, Dubai. Thanks for flying us out here, sponsored by Pokemon Ramen. You know, they're not on a brand trip. They're not, you know, doing brand deals. So you're like, oh wait, like how do you make your money? Maybe you're dating someone rich, but then you're always like with your girls. I don't know what's happening, right? Now, typically, and there's nothing wrong with this lifestyle, they're flown to Dubai by rich, powerful men, right? To do some very wild, shitty things, by the way. Which, I just want to do a quick disclaimer before we get into it. I hate when people think that sex work happens in a vacuum. Like, there will be a lot of times guys, no offense, actually offense if you think this way, but they're like, ew, what's wrong with the girl? I can't believe she would do that for money. Like, she's got such loose morals. Like, she's out of control. They're out of control women these days. Like, that's why you can't trust them. They'll do anything for money. Who's paying for those services? Who's paying for those? Yeah, exactly. Go look around at your brethren. Go look around at your bros, your best buds. Look at the rich, powerful athletes you low-key have a crush on, okay? What I'm trying to say is, if you're gonna hate on the women, you have to hate on the men too. You gotta hate on the customer. Like, you can hate the whole situation, but you can't just hate on the woman. Like, what's wrong with you, right? I mean, do you know what a supply chain is?
Yeah.
I don't, but I feel like it applies in this situation, you know what I mean? Like, without a strong customer base, she would have no business. She's a CEO. Thank you so much. She's a businesswoman, an entrepreneur. So I will not tolerate any hate towards these women. Now, that's not to say that I would do what they did, okay? And I'm not talking about sex work. I'm talking about what I'm about to get into specifically, okay? Nor am I encouraging this type of business model. Because it really just can't be good for your gut. It's honestly quite. Are you guys getting these words that I'm hinting at? Dubai porta potty. Are you picking up? Okay, are you ready?
I think I.
No, you don't know. Tell us.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Take a guess.
So that bathroom?
Yeah.
That pooty poppy. Yeah.
Pooty poppy.
Booty puppy.
And then,
Yeah.
I think the guy ate poop with her.
What?
Okay.
Did I get it right?
The guy ate poop. Ew.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about the most disgusting thing ever because you're like so disgusting.
That's nasty, Dan. That's
Dylan,
nasty.
where's your head?
Well, I gotta just
In the toilet?
further, you know?
Damn. Okay, well, let's see if you're right.
Okay.
So, admittedly, even from some of the alleged Dubai girls, there's copious amounts of therapy that's involved, potentially high rates of trauma. So what I'm trying to say is you can be supportive of sex work and sex workers, and you can even root for some of their success if they're nice people. But you can also decide and realize that there are tons of work hazards associated with the industry, and potentially they're gonna stay with you for the rest of your life. And this is not a job that's for everyone, and not everyone has to do this job, but you don't have to judge anyone who chooses to do it. Sorry, that was a long disclaimer, but just in case any young girls are watching this. This is the conspiracy of the Dubai porta potty girls. Let's start with the Dubai girls. The Dubai girls are said to be Instagram girls who get DM'd by powerful rich people from around the world. They could be anywhere like China, Dubai, and they'll say, hey, you're a beautiful woman, you have like 50,000 followers. I would love to pay for your flight out to where I live, and I want to pay you said amount of money to have sex with me.
Wow,
so
just like that.
It's kind of like a sponsorship, but not really, but like kind of, right? It's kind of like that, I guess. So just like that. And that's why you see them on these 200-foot yachts in Dubai. They're in the craziest hotels that are thousands of dollars a night, just living their best lives, going on crazy shopping sprees in Lamborghinis. The next day they're in a Ferrari. It typically, I mean, it could be daddy's money. It could be hard-earned money for a vacation. I don't know, right? But it's just like, where did they get the money? You keep wanting to ask yourself.
But it's kind not like you know who's who, right? It's just someone can just be wealthy, but some other ones could be Dubai girl or whatever.
Exactly.
You don't know. Yeah, okay.
And you don't know who could just genuinely have like a really rich, nice boyfriend. That's what's associated with the term Dubai girls.
Is there Dubai boys?
You trying to go? A huge point that I didn't see a ton of people point out is that Dubai has a set system in place that is not favorable to women, and these women that might have agreed to certain terms might not know the full picture of what these guys wanted them to do, and maybe they'll feel forced or ambushed when they get there. Like overall, it's not like a glitzy, glamorous thing. Okay, so you're like, what do you have to do to be a Dubai girl? Most of the times it seems like it's sex, and they're typically paid like a full expenses paid flight trip. And from what I can tell online by anonymous Dubai girls, it's about $5,000 for normal services for the weekend. Normal services meaning, you know, just standard stuff. And typically around $30,000 for the weekend for all the special stuff. So you're like spending Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and everything has been paid for. Your flight from, you know, the US to Dubai is paid for, the hotel, everything, transport, all paid for, and on top of that, $30,000.
Sheesh.
For all the special stuff, right? Now you're thinking, what's the special stuff? There was this tweet that was posted, and I'm not gonna say the Twitter handle's name because they took it down, so I don't know if they even want credit for it, but it's really what kicked off the whole TikTok Dubai Porta Potty Girls discourse. It said, verbatim, sigh, okay, so a while back, while I was in Costa Rica, I met these white girls. They were basically traveling the world, like it was cool, but yeah, so this one girl, she's a flight attendant, let's call her Kate. So Kate was constantly hyping me up about traveling. One night, after the club, we're on the beach with the surf boys. Listen, the fucking stories I could tell about these surf boys. And we're just all sitting there telling all these wild stories. And Kate goes, well, I have the wildest story. Nothing prepared me for that fucking roller coaster Kate took us on. So Kate proceeded to tell us that there's this underworld of sex traveling. I don't know this at all. Where if you're lucky, some rich guy will invite you on an all-expense paid trip just to say he can. Sometimes full-on sex is involved, sometimes not so much. She said she was on a private flight from Canada to France. So she's a flight attendant on this private flight. And one of the dudes took a liking to her and invited her to Dubai right then and there, on the spot. And she had to be careful taking his information because she could lose her job for fraternizing on the job. But they exchanged their numbers anyway. And she said that he took her out on a couple dates in France. It was nice. He was perfect gentleman, just opening doors, paying for experiences, etc. She said she kissed him and he was taken aback, like he wasn't expecting that. She thought he would cancel the trip, but he didn't. Now, mind you, this man is super cute, supposedly. So she's into him. Anyway, DDay rolls around. She's boarding her flight in Canada and he's boarding in LA, so they're meeting in Dubai. Like, they actually met to arrange. She told her boyfriend she had a small gig over in Dubai, and he was like, okay, sure, no problem.
She has a boyfriend.
Yeah. She said he set her up in this amazing room with a view, and they met up later after they both got some rest. They get dinner.
Get some what?
Get some rest.
Oh.
They get some dinner. They go back to the hotel and left. She's wondering what the f is wrong with this man. Like, she didn't want anything, you know? She thought that this was like a date and he's wooing her and like, I don't know, she probably wants to like do him, right? If only she knew. So the next morning, he texts her and says, get ready, dress classy, you have an hour. Cool, she's getting ready. A car picks her up. It's a long ride, but oh well. When she finally gets there, it's this beautiful mansion with literally no neighbors for miles. She walks into the mansion and it's a bunch of older dudes just hanging out with each other and a bunch of girls her age. She starts getting the idea that this is a bunny ranch, like essentially a brothel. where these men will come and like have sex with these women. And she still doesn't really see the issue yet, you know, Kate. Her host greets her and introduces her around a bit, and then he asks her, you know, go enjoy yourself. She's talking with the girls, and some of them are really nice. A few of them are really nervous, and she just chalks it up to, oh, they're probably newbies. Like, this is sex traveling, I'm sure. They were not. She said she noticed the men weren't drinking, even though there was alcohol. Most of them were having coffee. At some point in the evening, they all sit down to dinner, and she said she's never eaten that good before. So after dinner, they play some games, like board games, like cute games, and everyone slowly drifts off to bed. She tries to follow her. She tries to follow the host. Kate's like, hello, host, like, I'm trying to sleep in your room. But he's like, no, your room is on the other side of the mansion.
Host is the sexy dude.
Yeah, the sexy dude from France. So she's like, what? Like, my room is on the other side of the mansion? I thought I was going to be sleeping in your room. Okay, weird. So she goes to her room and she passes out. It's about 2:30. There's a soft knock on the door. One of the attendants has come to get her for the games. She's like, the games? The games? What are the games? More games? Like board games? At 2:30 in the morning?
It's Squid Game.
Squid Game.
I think this might be worse. So she throws on some sweats and she goes outside because she's like, what? Games, right? Goes into the living room, and there used to be furniture there. It's like a living room. But now everything's gone. The furniture was taken out. The whole place had been emptied. The only thing left in the giant living space were buckets. Buckets and sex toys. And all the girls had been called out, and they were just standing around, like, probably like this, like, what's going on? I just woke up, it's 2:30 in the morning. Some of them were confused, some of them were nervous, some of them were shaking. Then the men come out, and the girls are instructed to strip. So, hesitantly, they did.
What?
Kate said she watched in horror as a jovial, fat German man walked over to the bucket, dropped his pants, and took a shit standing over it.
What?
He pulled his pants up and walked over to one of the girls and hand-fed her his shit. Like he dipped his hand in the bucket and scooped into the girl's mouth. He looked at her expectantly, and she starts chewing the poop.
What do you mean? So she knew what's going on?
I don't know. We don't know. It seems like some of the girls knew, some of the girls didn't know. Some of the girls, yeah. At this point, Kate is getting ready to leave. Okay, she finds her host, and she's like, I gotta go. And he's like, well, you're stuck here. There's no cars for miles, nobody for miles. If you want, I can let you go, but you have to find your own way out and miss out on the money. She's like, what did you just say, money? How much money? And he proceeded to explain the games to all the girls. The girls are shaking. The men are smiling. If you last the weekend, you get $50,000 each per girl.
Dang.
$50,000.
Then you would eat for 50 grand?
My own
Does it matter? No, it's gonna be someone else's.
nah.
50 grand?
Nah.
100 grand? 500 grand?
Nah.
1 million?
Maybe.
So at this point, the poor girl, the first one to be fed poop, of course, not the last, but the first one, she was still chewing, and she starts gagging. The man with the bucket holds it out, and she vomits into the bucket, and he's smiling, like full on grinning. He sidesteps to the next girl. The bucket now has 2 things in there. Poop and vomit. Just holding the bucket. Like, you know what you have to do. She's crying, but she opens her mouth and he scoops it into her mouth.
This can't be real. This can't be real.
So it was kind of right.
Yeah, and now Kate is listing off things that happened that weekend. One of the girls had the contents of the bucket placed inside of her.
What?
Kate ate a solid piece of poop. The girls had to slide across the floor on their stomachs, licking human poop up. There was human centipede action.
This is not real.
All the while, sex and partner swapping was taking place. The men took laxatives all weekend so they could free flow the entire weekend. They had to sleep in filth. They weren't allowed back to their rooms. And Kate thinks that the only reason that they fed them was so that they would vomit and only increase the nastiness. So the speculation is that these guys, they're rich and powerful. They've probably done everything. They've probably done all the quote-unquote normal stuff and even the crazier things. And they are just disgusting men who get off on power.
On power?
Yeah.
But even with power, why would you do such
It's not power.
Because,
this is
like, when
disgusting.
you have all the power... Okay, I'm not justifying their actions. I think it's fascinating from a psychological standpoint, though, right? I think when you have all the power in the world and you can make everyone do everything, like you can make people do your errands for you and do this and do that and listen to you, and like you have the last say, and like you can have girls sleep with you, right? You have all the power in the world. But this is almost like the sickest, weirdest, most bizarre, potentially illegal power dynamic of sex. Like, you're just really making someone go to the bottom of the bottom. And that, to some people, I guess, is power.
entertaining for some? I mean,
So it's not just a kink.
It doesn't seem to be just a poop kink.
but didn't they?
So this is the full story of the Dubai girl.
Yes, but I mean, we don't know if it's true, right? We don't know if Kate was telling the truth. We don't know anything.
But they ate the poop too.
No, the guys don't eat the poop. They just fed it to the girls.
Oh.
The men would go back into their rooms, shower and sleep in, do whatever else, while several girls tapped out mid-weekend, and they were allowed to clean up and leave, but they got nothing for their time. On the final night, they were allowed to be sprayed down with the rest of the filth and retreated back to their rooms. The next morning, they all ate breakfast, and the men ate, drank, and joked like nothing happened all weekend. At the end, each girl collected their cash. Yeah. And Kate said, while she was getting into her car, the sick man from France that invited her had the audacity to say, "Hope to see you at the next one."
What?
She said when she got back to Canada, she took a work sabbatical, underwent intense therapy because the sight of anything brown and creamy triggered her. What's funny is that I was doing my research and I saw this video, and I don't think it's real and I hope it's not real, but it was a video of someone consuming somebody else's poo. And like you could see it come out of the poop hole and into the mouth hole, like direct shot. And I saw that and I was so grossed out and I was screaming. Remember, I was screaming, and then like 10 minutes later I had to poop. And like that was the first time that I'm sitting there pooping going, this is weird. This feels inappropriate. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. Like, I'm thinking these girls must be so traumatized. I can't even imagine how they would poop again.
I don't think they can.
Because when they're pooping, they're just going to be envisioning everything that's happened. And pooping is such a necessary part of your life. It's almost daily.
It's hourly for the end.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my secret. Come on.
Daily for most people. Like, anyway, she was triggered by anything brown and creamy. So don't take the girl out to get fucking gelato or some shit, okay?
Yo.
She didn't tell her boyfriend about it till years later, and he promised not to tell anyone what she did. But he refused to be with her anymore and said that he was keeping the car, though, because it was the least she could do after putting him through that. She said it was fair and let him keep the car. Clearly, she didn't learn her lesson because the Twitter user met her while she was doing sex travel.
Oh, she's still doing that.
Yeah.
Wait, how much is she getting paid?
50,000
Per one eating?
No, per the weekend.
Per weekend.
Nah. That's so not worth it.
Not worth.
No, for real.
Not worth
Not
For
worth.
real. I mean, 50K is 50K, but dude, for a weekend, you gotta sleep there, eat there, like, poo. Like, nah.
Boo, 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 boo.
Dude,
I don't know if I would say not worth.
I don't think it's worth. That's just my opinion. I mean, you guys may disagree.
I would just really take a look at how good is your health insurance real quick. Is it really good? Does it cover lots of therapy and maybe some stomach doctors? Like, it's hee ha ha, but then like really think about it.
Wow,
That's
it's
terrifying.
Scary. It's scary.
I think it's more terrifying that there's men out there willing they want to see someone go through that, and they'll even pay $50,000 for it. There's barely anything in life I'll pay $50,000 for. That's not health-wise, maybe like a car.
Was it? I think it was, I had a friend who's a private security. So he gets hired by these wealthy people as security for a weekend or for some time. I think the story he told me years ago was he was in Vegas and he was a private security for this really wealthy dude who was in town. He hired a bunch of sex workers and the security guy was in the room. Like he has to be there all the time, 24/7. And there was like maybe 3-4 of girls, right? And all he did was he ordered a bunch of cupcakes and just tossed at them.
To the girls?
Yeah, just to throw cupcakes at them.
That's it?
That's it.
No sex,
no,
nothing.
no.
Just like threw them in?
Yeah, just so they're all smeared. What is it? All
smeared?
Smeared in cupcakes.
And then it was over?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so weird.
Yeah, and he paid very, very good.
That's weird.
Now that's worse.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like,
yeah, I'll go to Vegas right now.
me, come on.
Honey, you pay me, I'll go right now.
I'll go right now.
Cupcakes, I'll even pay for the cupcakes.
I'll get hit by cupcakes for the weekend. For a whole week.
Yeah. When she was done telling the story, the air was still. The silence was deafening. They were all in fucking shock because why would you ever tell that story? The Twitter user never spoke to Kate again, and she said, I want you to understand, Kate comes from a good home, had a job that lets her travel for free, made good money at said job, and still did all of that for some fucking Instagram pictures. She said some people are just beyond saving their money. Kate is questionably dedicated to money and her goals. Maybe too dedicated, but truly, like, what's wrong with these guys? Why are you spending your money like that? That's even weirder.
So weird.
It's weird because obviously money pays the bills and people are gonna do sometimes weird, questionable things to their money if they need to pay the bills. Because they need to pay for things like food and shelter. But to shell out that many big bucks, that's weird. Per person. There was an anonymous girl, and I don't know if this is true. I heard that it might not be true, right? But she said that she's a Dubai porta potty girl. And she said, I've literally been pissed on and shit on so many times. I just don't understand why they like it. After about the third time you get shit on, you get used to it. She said, I've been paid to eat shit. I even got paid to get beat up, which is really alarming.
Oh my gosh.
I even got paid to stick a live salmon fish in some 65-year-old man's ass.
What the? Live?
Yeah. I'm feeling really indigestion from this story.
They go from 20 inches to 5 feet.
You seem really unimpressed by 20 inches.
Huh?
You seem unimpressed by 20 inches. You said, oh, they go from 20 inches to 5 feet.
20 inches is a lot.
That's a lot. That's like 2 feet.
I think it's pretty small.
I like that one. That was a good one.
No, I think it's pretty small.
I like it.
Yeah.
She went on to say, anyways, to all of you ladies that are going to bash me, I'm 24 years old and I have 1 million liquid in my bank account. I'm now retired and I can have normal sex with whoever I want. I don't know what to say about this. There have been other reports from what I could find, and I don't know if this is true, but some girls said that they were paid big bucks to jerk off a camel. 99 buckets of poop on the wall, take one down, pass it around. 98 buckets of poop on the wall. 97 buckets of poop on the wall. Also, side note, if you ever get kidnapped, maybe just like in the back of the car, 99 buckets of poop on the wall. I saw another one who was like, if you ever get kidnapped, just sit there with the most innocent 5-year-old goofy looking face and go, just so you know, I just swallowed an air tag. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on such a shitty story today? And I'll see you guys tomorrow, but make sure to check out Baksu because the fact that I'm still eating after a story like that is really telling you something. It's so delicious. And use my code to get $15 off, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!